Hi Dan. First off, I just want to say I think your channel is great. I respect the fact that even though things don't always seem easy for you back home in England, you still come across positive and like you've got a proper fighting spirit. Not everyone manages that. Now, my story. It's not your typical Thailand romance, or at least that's what I told myself at the time. So, I have been travelling to Thailand from Scotland for the last 8 years, like clockwork. Every 3 months I'm there for a couple of weeks. I genuinely love the place, the culture, the food, the music. It just clicks with me in a way home never really has. And about a year ago, I met a girl in a bar.
Shit, here we go again.
Now here's the thing. She didn't seem like your typical bar girl. I know everyone says that, and I can almost hear people rolling their eyes immediately. But at the time, that's honestly how I felt. Anyway, the start was as predictable as it gets. I bar find her, we left the bar, went to watch a live band, had a few drinks, and she stayed the night. And yeah, the usual arrangement was there. I compensated her for her time. No illusions, no confusion, just how it works. But then I kept seeing her. Not just once or twice, but throughout the entire 2-week trip. And in the back of my mind, there was that voice, you know, the one saying, don't get too close. Don't be stupid. You know what this is. But like every cliche in the book, I ignored it because she seemed different.
I love money, I love money, I love money. I love money, my love. I love money, send me money.
She was friendly, easy to be around, not overly pushy with money, and just normal. Or at least she played the part well enough that I believed it. After that first trip, we met 2 more times. Once for another 2 weeks, and then again, most recently, for a full month.
Nothing beat a jet to holiday now. And right now you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for family of 4.
And here's why things started to shift. Now there was no money involved in those times, no arrangement. It just felt like a normal relationship, like a boyfriend and girlfriend situation. We'd go out, travel around, eat together, spend time together without it feeling transactional, or at least that's how I saw it. We even planned ahead. December came around and I went back to Thailand for a month. Now that trip felt real. We travelled, explored, laughed, argued a little, made up, all the usual relationship stuff. It didn't feel fake at all. Now, when it was time to leave, saying goodbye was genuinely hard. She went back to her home. I flew back to Scotland. And there was that empty feeling you get when something good ends. But we kept in touch. Every single day we text. I'd video call her every second day. It became part of my routine, part of my life. We talked about the future. I mentioned coming back in May or June, and she seemed genuinely happy about it. And yeah, we did the whole thing. I miss you, I love you, back and forth. Love bombing each other like teenagers. And the worst part, it felt real. Now, I should mention something important. I am 50 years old and she is 20 years younger.
Nice.
Now that alone should have been a big red flag, big enough to be seen from space. The age gap, the difference in life experience, the reality of the situation, all of it. But I kept telling myself, I'm in good shape. I train 5 days a week. I don't feel my age. And people say I don't look it either. Funny how quickly the brain can build a story it doesn't want to believe. There were little things though. She'd always message things like, "Good morning, handsome man." Now, don't get me wrong, it's nice to hear, but I've been around Thailand long enough to know that's textbook bar girl language. Is part of the script. The same lines used to soften guys up, to make them feel special, to get the drinks flowing and the money following. Even then, part of me was a bit cynical, but I ignored that too. Then about a week ago, everything changed. She told me that a relative of hers had been in a car accident, serious, in a coma. Eventually, she said the relative passed away.
Can you smell that? What is that? Sheep, is it? It's cows? No, I know what it is. It's bullshit.
So she messaged me, telling me not to be angry, because she had to deal with everything, collecting the body from the hospital, arranging the temple, signing paperwork, handling the family responsibilities. And to be fair, all that sounded believable.
Are you crazy? Or just plain stupid?
Stupid as stupid does, Mrs. Blue.
But since then, the contact has just faded. Not stopped completely, just enough to keep me hanging. A few messages here and there, short, distant. She doesn't answer my calls anymore. She barely replies to texts. And I can't wrap my head around it. How does something go from white hot to ice cold almost overnight?
Are you serious?
Now that is what's messing with me. Now financially, I've been lucky. I haven't bought a house. I haven't invested in a business. I haven't been sending money to support her or her family. So in that sense, I've escaped the usual disaster story. But emotionally, that's a different story. Now, even though it's only been a week, I feel like I've been played, like I've let myself get too close, too attached, too invested in something that maybe was never real to begin with. And I can feel it coming, that emotional hangover, that slow realization that maybe she's not coming back, not messaging, not calling, just gone. And I'm left here thinking I've been an absolute fool. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Have you got any advice? Sam?
Run, Forrest, run!
Hi Sam. Firstly, thank you for sharing your story. However, this is the typical Thailand story that we warn so many guys about. Most guys go on holiday to Thailand, mix within the bar scene and get hooked on one of the bar girls. She will make out she's different. She will love bomb you. She will tell you what you want to hear because at the end of the day, she feels like that's her job. It's not just about getting drinks from customers or going short time or long time. It's about getting the guys to fall in love with them so eventually they can get them on that payroll because it is all about finances. So rather than me waffle on, I've wrote something out and I'll read it out to you now. So you don't need to overthink this one. The situation isn't mysterious. It just feels mysterious because your ego got involved. Now here's the reality Sam probably doesn't want to hear. Mate, nothing suddenly changed. You just finally hit the part of the story where you're no longer the main character. Now, that white hot connection, that wasn't a relationship growing. That was a situation doing exactly what it's designed to do. Escalate fast, feel intense, and blur the line between real and transactional. You didn't fall into something rare. You walked straight into a very well rehearsed system. And to be fair to you, you didn't lose money. You didn't build her a house. You didn't start funding a family of 12 cousins and a buffalo compared to most. You got out with a scratch instead of losing a limb. But emotionally, yeah, you still paid. Now, let's break down what likely happened without the fairy tale filter. The no money phase doesn't mean it was love. It often means you were being upgraded from short-term customer to long-term option. The daily texts, handsome man, I love you. That is definitely not unique. That's standard operating procedure. The age gap, not illegal, but come on, a 30-year-old difference, and she just happens to fall for a visiting guy who leaves every few weeks. That's not romance, that's logistics. And now, silence usually means one of three things. Someone else is in town, someone else is paying more attention, or let's have it right, more money. You've been quietly rotated out. The family tragedy might be real, or it might be the cleanest exit strategy ever invented. Either way, the outcome for you is exactly the same. So here's the part that actually matters. You're not an idiot. You're just a bloke who got attention, consistency, and a bit of fantasy, and your brain filled in the rest. It happens all the time, especially when real life back home feels a bit flat. But this is where you decide if you learn something or just repeat it like a lot of men do. So, the advice is simple, even if it stings. Stop chasing closure. You're not getting a neat explanation. This isn't a breakup, it's a fade out. Don't message more, and every extra text just lowers your value and drags it out. Accept that what you felt was real to you, but that doesn't mean it was real to her in the same way. Take the win that you didn't lose financially, because most guys don't stop where you did. And most importantly, if you go back to Thailand, go back with your eyes wide open. Enjoy the company, enjoy the time, but don't start writing a love story in your head just because someone plays the part well. Now Sam, you didn't fall for her, you fell for how she made you feel. And that's the part you need to get control of. Otherwise, the next, not like the others, will be waiting right on schedule. Right, Sam, I hope you appreciate what I had to say. I didn't want to be too hard, but I wanted to be straight with you as much as possible. This whole scene has been reenacted out thousands, tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of times. It goes on a hell of a lot, but obviously the way you're feeling is real, and you need to open your eyes, you need to understand it, and you need to move on. I mean, you do have some good memories, and if you go back to Thailand, there'll be another woman just like her, or even hotter, trying to play the exact same game with you. But this time, hopefully, you'll have your eyes open and you can just enjoy it for what it is. You go there on holiday, you have some fun, you go home and you get back to your normal life. If you're not so good with the ladies back home, start working on yourself, change your wardrobe, go to the gym, get some confidence, start mixing with different types of people, get yourself on dating sites, whatever it takes, and get yourself out there. Apart from that, if you have anything else to say to Sam, please put it down in the comments below. And if you want to share your own story about what's going on with you or what's happened to you in the past, then let everyone know, and it could be of help to someone out there. Get your emails sent in to thaitalkwithdan@gmail.com and I'll share it on the channel. Apart from that, guys, have a happy Sunday and I'll speak to you all again very soon. Ciao for now. Bye bye.